3 hours later.
And if you look on that plug on the bottom, you got to press in on this, and then you got to take a little screwdriver. I got me a little screwdriver, and I worked this little red clip outward, and then I pressed the button, and then I was able to pull it out because it was kind of not wanting to come out. This is a brand new windshield. When they came out to remove it or to swap it out, I just had them pull the bolts. When they came to replace the windshield, while they had the old windshield out, I just had these two bolts. There's another one over here, and then this one. I went ahead and just had those removed completely. I'm not putting them back in because there's several other bolts that hold it in. These two, there's one up here on the other side, and then you got these here. There's just so many other bolts that hold it. I just never want to deal with that again, so I just left them out. Alright, so looking in the center, here's the box, the HVAC box, and then these two are going to be 3/8. We're going to go ahead and remove those. And also down here, these are going to be 13mm. There's one on each side. We're going to remove those as well. Got the 13 on the impact. Same on this side. We got the 3/8 here. Okay, got this on the driver's side. We got this 13mm bolt right here on the inside. Got it out. Got one more underneath it. Alright, both of those are out. On to the next. Underneath the cabin filter, we have a 10mm bolt right here. Underneath the cabin filter was pretty difficult to get to, but I was able to do it with a very small extension, a swivel, and a 10mm on this impact. Okay, on the inside, on the passenger side right here, you got a 10mm here holding on this, and then we got another 10, looks like a ground, so we got to remove those two as well. Looks like that bolt right there will stay with the ground. Alright, now that's released. On to the next. And directly across from these two bolts we just took out, this ground, there's another ground right here. It's another 10mm. We got on the driver's side here, we got another 10mm ground. Pull that out. Two 13mm bolts right here. we're going into extreme detail here because this was just driving me absolutely crazy. This is the fuse box on the driver's side. There's two clips right here. You push and you just kind of wiggle it out of this slot, and then this big old thing can get out of your way so you can work. Alright, this one was absolutely crazy. It's going to be hard to even show you, but I had to wiggle my Milwaukee ratchet up to get to this bolt. Oh, you can't even hardly see it. There it is. See the purple spinning? So there's a bolt right there. And it's a deep well too. And it's off. Now I just see. But yeah, that's it right there. And I had to work the ratchet in from underneath. To get it out. So yeah, if you don't have a, see, worked it in from the bottom, squeezed it in there to get to that. So yeah, if you don't have one of these electric ratchets, I wouldn't even attempt to do this. Oh, I dropped it. And on the harness, you have these clips. I just pulled them out. Pull it out, pull it out, pull it out, pull it out, pull it out. One right there, pull it out. One right here, pull it out. One down here. Pull it out. Don't cut your fingers pulling shit off. Because it can happen. The very first thing when I started this project, the very first thing I did was slice my finger open on a piece of the dash trim. And it bled. So under here we got this wire going across underneath from here. It's coming to right here, and then looks like it's something to do with the radio, but that probably needs to, I don't know, it's inside this frame. I might have to detach it from the harness and pull it out. I might have to detach it from the harness here and pull it out. Yep, see? Get some better lighting. So yeah, this wire looks like it goes to the radio. It comes along and it goes through. It goes through here underneath, and then to here, and then through here. Well, we gotta undo it from here and pull it through. Pretty simple. Voila. Now, how do these come out? I'm not sure how these come out yet, but we're learning. So far, this piece of metal it's on is very sharp. And it will cut the shit out of you. On the driver's side, down here, there's a ground right there, 10 millimeter. It wraps around the back. Over there, holding the harness. Wow, the whole harness is loose now. And we'll be able to work it off of this bar here so we can access this box. So the harness, it plugs in with these clips along here, and then right here it goes underneath this bar and it stabs in here. Well, we had to loosen it all up to work it around this, to bring it on top of this bar, so that way we can work the cage out around the harness. So once you work this over the top, it'll loosen it up a lot, and you're also going to have to pull this computer up through here and set it back down in there, or pull it out to loosen it, and now the whole harness is completely loose. Alright, so all the bolts are out that hold the metal. All the bolts on both sides, up here, you know. I've got all the plug harnesses out except for this one right here. Don't know why that's not coming out. Gonna do some research on it. But everything's out, and this wire is the only thing holding the harness in, and the only thing holding the beam in is the column. So we're going to drop the column, but once this comes out, the box is going to still be here. We're going to get the cage out of the way and move the harness, and then we'll pull out the box, put the parts in the box, the HVAC box, and get that assembled in first, and we'll put the cage back in, and then we'll work the harness where it needs to be, and then we'll put the column back up in here, and then we'll start putting the bolts back in and getting the dash ready to put back in. But the only thing holding this to here now is going to be these two tabs. I think you just get a pry bar and push those down, and then this is a pin that goes into there. So that's gonna pull out of there. All right, for the steering column, to drop this down off of the metal here, there's 4 bolts right here. There's 1 bolt, and then there's 2 on each side. There's the other one with the red dot. And then over here, same thing. There's a bolt, and then there's a bolt. So the front 2 with the electric impact, they came out easily, but for some reason, these back 2 are kind of torqued down more or something. So I had to put a little heat to it. But after I put a little bit of heat to it, they came out right away. So as you can see right here, I have some heat going to it. Got a little flame going. Just got to be real careful. You can watch it through this hole right here to make sure it's just sitting right on that nut. Hold it on there for probably 3 minutes, 5 minutes, and then let it cool for a second and get her on out of there. And it does look like we have one more plug right there. That's actually no, that one don't have to come out. Okay, so the big piece of metal is out. The very next thing I'm gonna do is pull these out. This goes to the harness. Pull these out and go ahead and start seeing about getting this bad boy out. We done removed the bolt. That's that bolt back here that's behind the cabin filter. That holds that right there, and then it looks like we gotta take it apart up here. All right, so it looks like we have down here, down yonder, we've got some little wires and unplug. Looks like got this little thingy here. Pull that out, and it looks like it kind of wraps up here. Gonna go ahead and get this plug off and undo it from the HVAC box, or yeah. And on the side of the blower, we got these two plugs. Go ahead and pull those out. So it's going to be the middle two. Yeah, middle two. Yeah. So there's 4 plugs here. It's going to be the middle two on these. Pretty easy. Alright, so we just kind of snap-a-rooed that thing out of there. I didn't really notice any type of clips holding it, but I just kind of snap-a-rooed it off, and it looks like, I don't know, it looks like it'll go back on. But on the back side here, we got that little plug for the actuator, so we're gonna remove this plug. Oh, come right out. So that's gonna be this plug. Alright, now that everything is removed, we are left with this box. And to take that box out, obviously you have to undo the heater core lines on this side and then the AC lines on that side, but there's 2 bolts holding this box in. Let's take you to them bolts. Alright, so it started raining so bad you wouldn't have been able to hear me talk, but this was the next thing we were working on. We're getting these 2 bolts off. Well, we got the heater cores hoses off first, and then we got these 2 off, these 2 bolts. One of them, this one was a 10, and this one was a 14. And same on the other side. The bottom one, or this one's the bottom one is a 10, and then the top one was a 14. That stud right there. So that stud right there is a 14, and then that one was a 10. These little lines, these hard lines here, I had to kind of pull them down a little bit to access it. It was a little bit of trouble, but just worked with it and got it out of the way so I can reach this bolt right here. And those are the bolts that hold the HVAC box in. So we're gonna look at some plugs on here and get those unplugged and pull this box out so that we can do the repair. Okay, so there are some plugs, but it can stay with the box if you just want to pull it out with this on there, it just goes to the blend door, and then this plug goes to the blower motor. So we can just keep it on there. It's not part of the actual body. All right, so we're gonna pull this bad boy out. Oh, that came right out on that side. And that popped right out too. Yep, that popped right out. I think what that noise was I think this hanging up, maybe, or maybe it was glued. I don't know, but it came right out, no damage. See, gone. All right, now the HVAC box is out of the car. Go ahead and get you a 5.5 and a majigger digger, and there's 8 bolts we got to take off of this box. And as you can see here, we already did the blend door mod previously to replace the blender door. And here comes the moment of truth.